You have me right where you want, Ogidei Khan. After all of my unheard prayers, I now find myself kneeling before your bow. I should feel lucky to have survived this long, but the only thoughts that still cross my mind are of what could have been before the dreams of my kingdom were silenced by a rampage of butchery. It is cruel that you now ask me to humor you with a tale so captivating that you cannot loose your arrows into our chests. But for my own sake, and that of my advisors, I, Queen Rusudan of Georgia, will try. You Mongols look at my lavish garment and assume that we Georgians have never known hardship. But in truth, we come from beginnings as humble as any warlord without a bottle to his name. Our kingdom sits at a crossroads between worlds, the Byzantine West and the Persianate East. For generations, we lived in the war-torn shadows of empires, competing on all sides of the mountains surrounding us. Under the leadership of my mother Tamar, however, Georgia would finally become an empire in its own right. Initially, Tamar was merely co-regent to her father, who hoped to ready his only child for when she inherited the throne. Turning to her great-grandfather David the Builder for inspiration, the young heir applied herself to the task, acquainting herself with every tedious detail that comes with ruling a kingdom. Yet, when her father died, she found herself cast into a political game for which nothing could have prepared her. Reeling from her father's authoritative reign, the Aznauri noblemen in her court deprived her of her powers before she could wield them. To achieve their ends, they forced her to marry a deposed Russian prince named Yury, who vowed to keep her in check while the Aznauris continued to dilute the crown's authority. Facing resistance at every turn, Tamar had no choice but to travel to Armenia. There, she would seek the help of her only allies in the court, the brothers Zakarian.
Ah, sweet Armenia. It is a relief to set foot where I feel wanted.
Indeed, Armenia is a pleasant place. You can tell by those shabby buildings. Let us ride out to meet with my brother Zakari and finally put an end to these dark times.
I was to be married today, you know. I can only assume that the matter is urgent.
The Aznauris have seized control of Georgia and wrested power in my ungrateful husband. You two are the only people who can help me reclaim what is rightful in me.
Take a look around you. Our churches are fortified for a reason. If you repair them, then your peasants may garrison inside for protection.
My brother can heal your soldiers if they are ever injured. Obviously, I'm the better fighter.
Tamar, why have you left our home? Do you really think those two fools can protect you from the Seljuks?
It will not be long until the Seljuks come to raid us. We must build defenses for when the dreaded hour comes.
Or fight them like men, of course.
Yes, of course.
The season for plunder has come once more. Go forth, my riders.
კეთილარს დაესხა. მსახურო, ვითარ წაგინდეს. კეთილარს. წინ დაესხა. კეთილარს დიდებულო.
მზავიქნის მკაფელი.
The Aznauris reside in these Georgian towns. If we depose them, I can assume my rightful place on the throne.
რას მართალი ხარ? აღიგეთ საჭურველი გზამ. წინ.
My own men would have squashed those petty raiders without breaking a sweat.
რას მართალი
I
ხარ?
suggest that you return home before something bad happens to you,
დიდებულო.
Tamar. I sense that there is treachery afoot. I must dispatch my Cumin vanguard to investigate.
My husband puts more trust in his foreign mercenaries than in me. If we subdue their leader, then they will lose the nerve to act against us.
მართალი კეთილარს დიდებულო.
2 raids in, and still my price eludes me. This calls for tactics more resolute.
რას აღბრძანებთ?
Repairing this building has attracted villagers to work for you.
დაუყენებლად ხის მკაფელი. კეთილ არს.
Ivana has not done a good job of protecting this castle. If you restore it, it is yours. You have done well repairing this castle. Hopefully you are just as good at preserving it.
იყოს დღე მარჯვე.
I feel the itch to ransack another village.
Repairing this building has attracted villagers to work for you.
შემკრებელი.
Seize this as Nauri and get him out of my sight.
Your actions lead to gossip and chatter in my court. Come home at once. If not, I will come and get you myself.
We have dealt with another treacherous as Nauri.
კეთილ არს სახელით ალმათისაითა ვიქ მართალ ხარ.
This did not go as planned. Hopefully those hapless crusaders are easier targets.
wife is murdering my retinue. Enough! I will not tolerate such defiant behavior.
We have dealt with another treacherous as Yury. Yury, it is high time that we had a heart-to-heart.
Raised by the Cumans following his father's murder, Yury was skilled in combat and a shrewd judge of character. It was not long before he earned the respect of the masses. The one person who vehemently disapproved of Yury was Tamar herself, whose dysfunctional marriage left her in constant misery. When finally afforded the chance, she insisted that they be divorced. It was an unprecedented move for the already unprecedented queen, but for once, she had her way, and she knew exactly who should replace Yury. From a young age, Tamar's eyes had been for David Soslan, an Alanian prince who had frequented her palace ever since her aunt began looking after him. Tall in stature and built like a fortress, my father was the fancy of every maiden in Georgia. Most importantly, however, he respected Tamar in a way Yury never had, preferring to submit to her orders rather than give his own. After so many setbacks, and with her former husband now exiled to Constantinople, the young queen could at last envision a future where she would take the lead. Opportunists lurk in the shadows of victory. Just as your father contended with a vengeful Kushluk, my mother now faced the wrath of those blindsided by Yury's ousting. One evening, Tamar invited the Aznauris to dinner, only to notice that her drink was not quite the usual color. When she caught the smug look on her guests' faces, she knew exactly who was at fault. Her suspicions were soon confirmed when Yury returned from exile and seized the stronghold of Gori. Hungry to overthrow the woman who had disgraced him, the deposed leader now spearheaded a resistance of vengeful Aznauris and new followers who he had met while in exile. Having only recently seized power, Tamar now had to hold it. In a tense showdown, the two former partners would decide their future, or lack thereof.
Yes, Tamar. I am back. Did you think I would let another man take my rightful place?
I should have realized a rat like you would not give up so easily.
My brother and I will hold the south. You just defend Tbilisi.
კეთილარს დიდებს ზამ. რას აბრძანე? დაესხ.
რას აღბრძანებლა? კეთილარს.
იყოს დღე მართავ ხარ. დაუყენებლად ხარ. რას აღბრძანე? კეთილარს.
მსახურობი დაუყენებლად.
Yury's allies only support him because they think we are weak. Destroy their castles, and they will quickly bend the knee.
The Aznauris chose me, and I restored order to Georgia. Yet you thanked me by stabbing me in the back. I will see that you have no home to return to. My Cumin friends seek retribution against you for killing their leader. You inherited your throne from your father. I had to fight for mine. You know nothing of sacrifices, Tamar. And that is why you will lose. I lived with barely a roof above my head following my father's murder. You would not have lasted a night of what I suffered through. My daring feats made me George's most beloved man! Until you soiled my name. Your lies spread like the venom of a viper! I swore on my father's grave that I would restore my family's legacy! I will stop at nothing until the Georgian crown is mine!
The treacherous Georgian rebels have forfeited their holdings.
The Byzantines have surrendered. Their base now belongs to us.
Your resistance crumbles before me, Yury. Let us finally put an end to our differences before all of Georgia is ruined.
You take me for a fool. I never needed anyone's help. Here and now. Father, forgive me. I have failed you.
It is over, Yury. Now my reign will start in earnest.
When Tamar's guards brought Yury before the queen, everyone in the room held their breath as she contemplated the fate of the man who had just brought her kingdom to the brink of collapse. As vengeful stares surrounded him, the once dauntless spirit suddenly broke down and burst into tears. Much like myself, Yury looked into the face of death. But in that moment, something unexpected came over my mother, and she ordered her executioner to freeze his weapon before it could land. This act of mercy appalled many, yet Tamar stood firm. Such a ruthless demonstration, she said, was unworthy of a man who had battled her so valiantly, especially when only a stroke of luck had kept her from the same fate. Yury was blessed with another chance. I can only pray that I am offered the same.